And just like that, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Please allow me to welcome you just one more time to a story written by a current prisoner with, yes, some more unfortunate news. 2024, and ladies and gentlemen, the violence does not stop. Please hit that like button. If you haven't already, help me hit 100,000 subscribers and hit that subscribe button. But with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right into this thing. We have some breaking news coming out of a California state prison inside the city of Sacramento, also known as New Folsom. Recent reports indicate that a young man by the name of Christopher Long engaged in some type of physical confrontation with the guards inside of the prison. Multiple guards attempted to detain this young man by attempting to put him in physical restraints, which inmate Christopher defied and refused to put on. He even went as far as spitting on some of the guards. It has also been documented that guards would physically pin the inmate to the ground. Shortly after pinning him to the ground, inmate Christopher would go on to lose consciousness. That is when staff at the prison, attempted to seek medical attention in an attempt to save this young man. Paramedics were summoned, but unfortunately, this inmate would go on to be pronounced dead around 7:50 p.m. Now, it's very unfortunate. It is very unfortunate, man, because this young man had a chance to go home. He was initially sentenced out of Sacramento County to serve a life sentence with the possibility of parole for second-degree murder. And he was also charged with discharge of a firearm in an inhabited dwelling with Street Gang Act. So this individual, my boy, had a chance to go home. From my understanding, there was some type of physical confrontation. It has been documented that 10 guards were injured in the midst of this physical assault. But damn, man, there you have it, man. This inmate got in some type of physical confrontation, and he would go on to pay for it with his life. What is your perspective, my boy? And does this incident trigger any memories? Let me know, my boy.
Oh, definitely. We want to start this to everyone. Definitely, it triggers back, it's a constant thing in prison. That's what people should be concentrating to speak about, speak for those that don't have the voice to speak. And because it happens regularly, I remember in Corcoran Shoe, the cells are all concrete. So there was constantly people that weren't right in the head that one way or another got into with the SEALs. They would go up in there and rampack them and hurt him. I know of a guy from Adwater, that little town, and they took his life too, but it never came out nowhere. And it takes me back to when I was in Ironwood in the hole that we did a cell extraction. We made him go in and get us. Man, that was the worst thing I had to go through in prison, man, and it came from the guards. They dragged us out to the yard, handcuffed us like a fish, and they stomped us out, man, and left us out in the desert like that. But it's a constant thing, and you see it a lot more nowadays.
Of course, man. You see a lot more nowadays. And on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, there's too many murders that are happening at an alarming rate, which is triggering guards having to use physical force and deadly force. It's written all over the walls. No warning shots. But yet these guards still give out a few warning shots. And there's so many of these murders, so many people going on missions that now their hand is forced. Now they literally have to make an example out of some of these inmates because this is happening too often. And it's the proof is in the pudding. In this past year, we've already seen that where a guard has taken an inmate's life in the midst of him trying to take another inmate's life. We've seen that happen last year. And of course, it's happened years before. Even back then, which triggered a big ass riot, that Pelican Bay riot with some dude named Sharky or something like that, right? So this has been happening for years and years already.
Oh, definitely. I mean, go back to 2001, Ironwood. They hit the homie from Pomona in the head, and they took his life. It never went nowhere. It's constantly happening, It's just a lot of things don't come out to air, If it ain't families that put it out there, it ain't like they're going to publish it,
Go ahead.
Nah, for example, at the time I'm telling you that they whooped my butt out there in Ironwood, I was trying to get people were trying to see me, and CEOs hit me for a long time so they wouldn't see the aftermath, So it's a crooked game, and what they don't seem to see is that Everybody's concentrating, on the race riots because they don't want to go back to the shoe. But like you said, there's a lot of 187s, and they're playing right into CDC's hand.
Do you think with all these murders happening that eventually CDC will figure out some type of loophole, some type of way where they're able to send these individuals back to the shoe?
Oh, of course, everybody concentrates. Back in the days that they slammed them because it was prison gang thing. They didn't do that. They were out there causing murder on different races, extorting and everything. It is why they got slammed, and they're playing into that same card again. Yeah, there's no war between raza or different races, but still, the 187 is the one that's going to throw focus on them the most.
Which are happening at an alarming rate all across the state of California.
Oh, definitely. So eventually they're going to be like, you're causing too many 187s. We have to slam you.
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that was just a little quick spill for me and your boy Robert right here, man. And it's quite sad. It's quite sad to see an individual going in there for a gang-related attempted murder. And, it was all because of the gangs that got him there to begin with. And now he lost his life. Now he is never going home over something so ridiculous. Whether it was name calling, whether it was some type of physical dispute, whether it was pride. Pride will get you killed nowadays, ladies and gentlemen. So there you have it, man.
Yeah, definitely. It's funny that prison is just turning out to be just a hellhole that either from one angle or the next is just meant to keep you in prison. But just be smart, gente. That's it.
Be smart and stay out the way, man. Don't let the next article be about you.
Family overall.